This inspection is like an encapsulation of everything that I've been saying in videos for the last 2.5 years. Because this is actually a very nice house. It's an old vintage house, 1850, but let me show you something here. All right, so we have a laid up stone foundation, which are my favorite foundations. But as you come across, you're gonna see it transition into a newer section of foundation that is ICF. Now, ICF is a modern type of foundation. It stands for insulated concrete forms, and it's basically styrofoam Legos that you fill with concrete after you get it all set in place. They're good foundations. They are also very expensive to install, and somebody spent some money releveling this house. You come down this way, the other direction, you'll see they've got masonry block. And if you look, it is completely failing. To give you a better look at ICF, you'll see these are basically styrofoam Legos. They stack all these together, they're interlocking, and they come in and they actually pour concrete into it. And you end up with a very nice concrete, poured concrete foundation with insulation on both sides. Now you can see over here where they tied into it with the laid up stones and then the ICF here. And then over here you've got the new ICF foundation. All right, now why did I take all this time to show you this? Because this is a vintage home. This is an antique home. And they have spent a lot of money putting a brand new foundation underneath this thing and releveling it. So kudos to them, nice job. Now when you spend $50, $60, $70,000 putting a new foundation under a home, but here's what they didn't do. You see this ground sloping straight down all the way to the house? This is a big embankment. When you come around to this side of the house, this whole embankment comes all the way down, and then they actually dug this part out, so now they have water and snow and ice retention right here next to the foundation. And if you look, it goes all the way down. So here's how an inspector looks at this. Number one, I know why they had to put a new foundation under this house. Because this grade and this drainage deficiency was causing damage to the foundation and likely was in very bad shape. So they put a brand new foundation under it and didn't bother actually fixing the causation. This is what I say all the time. I always see the repairs, but I never see the proper remediation of the original damage. Now there's also another theme going on here. You see that pipe? That's actually the washer machine drain. Now, it's not proper to dump it out of this pipe and to have it sticking out of the wall, but I think we can all agree that water doesn't drain uphill. And then when that water dumps out of there, it drops and runs straight back toward the house. But do you see a theme here? We've got a downspout extension that actually goes uphill all the way over to there. This is all a downhill slope. And then you come over to this downspout extension, and that is an uphill run all the way to there, that fence post. So apparently they think the roof drainage system is going to somehow make it out there. That's a big bunch of nope. Now, good news. It's actually a nice house, and currently there's no damage happening to the new foundation. That's only a matter of time if they don't fix this grade issue. When you see that grade all the way around the back of the house and the side of the house, you look right here and you can see exactly what it does. This is kind of a unique opportunity to see from the exterior how this hydrostatic pressure works. When all the water runs down here, piles up behind this foundation wall, even a brand new ICF foundation, the water is going to squeeze right up through that slab joint, and it's going to bring moisture in here, and it's going to cause settlement and cracking and damage and all kinds of stuff. And then you walk into the basement, and the very first thing you see is you can see how those stones are a different color. That's all wet down there, and that moisture runs right out onto the floor into the basement area. And all of that, that's a big bunch of nope.